Another prediction of the Futurists is that the Antichrist will one day sit in the Jewish temple, showing himself that he is God. When closely studied, you will see that this assumption is flawed. The phrase, the temple of God, when examined in the original Greek, repudiates the idea of the Jewish temple. It is naos, while the word used for temple is heron. Dr. A.J. Gordon says that there is no instance in the New Testament where this word naos is applied to the Jewish temple. In the lexicons, the prime meaning given for naos is a dwelling. Careful studying of the following scriptures shows that this temple is the church. Ephesians 2, 20-22, 2 Thessalonians 2:4, 1 Corinthians 3:16-17, and 2 Corinthians 6:16. Seeing that all these passages were written by the Apostle Paul, it would be inconsistent with the Pauline spirit and method to interpret 3 passages applying to the church, as all expositors do, and this one passage is applying to the Jewish temple, as the Futurists do. The word naos is the word Paul uses in all these passages. Know ye not that you are the naos temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwells in you? If any man defiles the naos temple of God, him shall God destroy. For the naos temple of God is holy, which naos temple you are. 1 Corinthians 3:16-17. That man of sin shall be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called God, all that is worshipped, so that he, as God, sits in the naos temple of God, showing himself that he is God. 2 Thessalonians 2:3-4. Paul tells us that this naos is the church. You are the naos, or the temple of God, which naos temple you are. The man of sin, or Antichrist, was to appear in this naos, or temple, exalt himself in it above all that is called God, and be worshipped there. That is the temple. And what agreement has the temple of God with idols? For you are the temple, naos, of the living God, as God has said, I will dwell in them and walk in them. I will be their God, and they shall be my people. 2 Corinthians 6:16. Now therefore you are no longer strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints and members of the household of God, having been built on the foundation of the apostles and prophets, Jesus Christ himself being the chief cornerstone, in whom the whole building, being fitted together, grows into a holy naos temple in the Lord, in whom you also are being built together for a dwelling place of God in the Spirit. Ephesians 2:19-21. It tells us that the Church of Christ is the temple, naos, dwelling of God. This is Paul's use of the word. It can in no way or sense be applied to the Jewish temple. In this instance, God's word has been handled deceitfully to try and bolster up the case of a future Antichrist. From this it is evident that the Antichrist will never sit in the Jewish temple. All the reformers held to this interpretation that the papacy was the Antichrist who sat in the church, and not someone sitting in the Jewish temple in the future. This belief buoyed them up under great persecution.